The peace had failed us. Who would have thought that it would have come to pass this way? Our former Eastern brothers in arms, who had linked up with us so joyously on the German border at the close of the Second World War, they were now our bitter political enemies. As I sat in the cold train compartment in the growing darkness, I could see out my window vast panoramas of destruction, now overgrown in places. In others, I saw the first signs of rebuilding. It really was a shame. I remembered the happy time, somewhere near the Rhine. I had been slightly wounded on leave after the uncertain victory in the Ardennes, when the long-suffering armies had finally met, sharing wine and cheese and celebrating. Everyone knew it was just a matter of time, and all this would be over. We would all go home. I also remembered the bitterness of the POWs who, like us, had fought so bitterly for so long, only to be at last encircled and cut off from their homelands, one, by us, a kindred race. They had also tasted defeat at the hands of our allies, whom they had always thought their inferiors. Dozens of battles in those past few months had shown them that the opposite was true, but proud victory parades with the conquerors, perched in their tank turrets, were over. All that had given way to a cold peace in a devastated world. Now the war was over, and our former friends had the atomic bomb, that super-secret device that almost wasn't, that miraculous discovery that our country had ultimately used to end all the bloodshed. It had been a good decision at the time. The killing had lasted for so long, and had claimed so many. So the dreamed-of victory had been won. But now, new questions had come, and with them paranoia and distrust. How had they, our old friends, come by our secret knowledge? Would they use the atomic bomb against us? All of those months we had arrogantly thought the technology secure, thought it so closely guarded. I remember how I had left the army and quickly found work in the burgeoning intelligence field. I'd been sent first to England in those first chaotic days when everyone talked of building the new Europe. Then the revelation came. Secrets were being leaked. We had within our ranks found and executed one spy after another. The depth of the deception, the damage done, was staggering, perhaps unknowable. It had become obvious to those of us in high positions that our vaunted intelligence system, believed impregnable during the war, had been penetrated by moles that were selling our secrets to our new Cold War enemy. Repeated purges had failed to ferret out the leaks in time. We learned when they detonated their own bomb and sent the newsreel around the world. Ultimately, I had been sent to Berlin, to European headquarters, and given a new mission. I was to set up a listening post in a fishing trawler bearing Russian markings along the enemy's border in the Sea of Japan. I was to ascertain the enemy's state of readiness and response capability. Information would come from intercepted radio transmissions and decrypted messages transmitted by our agents inside. The old camaraderie was now gone forever, it seemed. People had forgotten the time when two jubilant, victorious armies had leaked up in Eastern Europe, hastening the end of the most terrible war in human history. I once again clutched the valise in my lap, feeling slight astonishment at the scope and magnitude of the information inside. We should be thankful there is treachery everywhere. The enemy was good, but our own spies were also quite efficient. Of course they were well paid. Everyone desires the treachery, but none the traitor. We now relied on those we would have shot in the street in '42. My orders were clear. If the Japanese were not in a comparable state of readiness to that of the German Greater Reich, I was to inform the Reichstag at once. We would then strike quickly and decisively with our new atomic V4 rockets. I sighed deeply as I sat staring out of the train window as it sped across the vast expanse of occupied Russia. Sometimes I almost wished that the Allies had won the war.